In the next case, we have already witnessed it that this is the background repeat condition that we were talking about. We will be practically now discussing on this background repeat condition defined in Tailwind CSS, and we can see that there are the classes here. This is the BG repeat class. That means we can practically repeat our images. There goes the BG no repeat class that we have already used. This is the repeat X class. That means it will be the background image will be repeated along the x-axis direction. This is the repeat Y condition. That means the background will be repeating into the Y-axis coordinate. And there goes two different things right over here. These are the classes. This is the repeat round class and this is the repeat space class. So all those properties, all those related properties are being discussed along with. So let's hop in the first position. If we just remove this BG no repeat, or if we do not use this particular no condition here, press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that your image will be practically repeated of using this particular class of BG repeat. Now all we can do, if we do not wish to make this background image into some kind of repeating condition, then all we need to do, we need to change this class to BG no repeat. Now if we reload, we can see that this will be the result. Now instead of BG no repeat, if we use here this BG repeat class, repeat X condition, that means the BG image will be repeated in the X-axis coordinate. Now if we press Ctrl S and get back to our project and reload, and we can see that this image is practically being repeated along the X-axis direction. In the similar manner, instead of repeat X, if we put here repeat Y, press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that your image is practically now repeating along the Y-axis direction. There it goes. Now in the last two cases, as we had witnessed over here, this is the BG repeat round. Now let's have some googling for this particular property of background repeat round condition, and we may find that if multiple images can fit, space them out evenly, images always touching the edges. That means the images will be spaced out to touch the edges. And if we use this round property here, it will be tiling up the image in both directions. So if we now get back to our project, and instead of repeat Y, if we now use repeat space, press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload. Now you can see that it is practically repeating itself along with some definite spaces into it. If we do not wish this kind of repeat space condition, for say in the first place we are not using this BG repeat. So this will be the result if we do not use this BG repeat condition. But if we use BG repeat space condition, if we do not use BG repeat space condition, then this will be the result. That means we are just using BG repeat condition but not with a space around. So that is why this will be the result in this particular case. But if we use this BG repeat space condition here, press Ctrl S and reload, and you can see that it is now evenly distributed among the container and the images are practically touching the edges all along. In the next case, to tile them up, we may use this definitely round up property right over here. Press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that this will be the result. It is practically tiling it up along the edges right over here. So these are these different properties along with it. In the next condition, we will be discussing on this background size property right over here.